Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. Today we've got two pretty good sized walnut logs. We're getting ready to start in on a table project, and we're going to do our sawing today. We're going to break these down to our rough sizes that we need. We've got one pretty good sized log. It's a little bigger than 20 inches, but it's got a little defect in this end. I don't know how deep it goes, but we're just going to open it up and find out. And then this is the top to that log, and I think we can probably get our 20s out of it as well if we run out over here. So we're going to get these on the mill and start breaking them down. Alright guys, so we got the log up here on the wood miser. There's a pretty good defect in this side. You can see right here. I think it's going to be pretty substantial. And on the other end there's a little bit, but there's also a knot with a pretty substantial defect in it. I don't know what we're going to get out of this, but what we're after is our tabletop for this table project. And we need a 2.5 to 3 inch slab, 20 inches wide. We need two of those, preferably book matched so we can join them in the middle. A book matched slab is when you take a log here and you make a cut and you get a slab from the top and the bottom of your cut. And when you build your table, you open them like a book and you match them together. And so theoretically the grain in both slabs will mirror each other on the table, and it gives you a really neat look on your table. So that's what we're going for. So we're going to position this up here the best way possible. We're going to leave the outside of our slabs live edge and the inside straight edged if possible. And we're going to see if we can get some clear slabs. If not, we can either do a little epoxy on this table, or we've got that other log, we can try to get some out of it. But we're going to give this one a shot first since it's the biggest one. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to get this log where I can throat it with a wood miser, and then I'm going to split it in half where I would want my slabs to be book matched. That way we can see what we're dealing with on the inside, and if we need to adjust up or down, we can do that then. So let's fire up the mill and make some sawdust. Dirty, and you can see right here where we started our cut. We went in, our blade rose a little bit. You got a little hump there. That really shouldn't happen. That normally means you've either hit something and dulled your blade, or you've just dulled your blade from wear. And that's one of the reasons we're changing out the blade, because you should be able to hit the end of this log if your sawmill's calibrated correctly and your blades are sharp. You cut a straight line, even if you hit that at a pretty good speed. So there's some rocks and stuff stuck in the bark of this tree, and I'm sure we're going to get into some. And that's probably a direct result of that. So we're just going to be mindful of that as we saw. So as you can see, we got a pretty big hole right here where this knot was, and I knew we was going to be dealing with that. We only need 8 foot. I'm really hoping we're going to get out of that by the time we cut our slab. But it's hard to say. There's no telling what you'll find when you get into one of these. So yeah, that's just under 8 feet. That's 8 feet right there. So it's possible we duck out of most of that, but we're going to leave it there. We'd rather have the option of cutting off whatever we need to when we get to our kind of final squared up steps. So I'm going to cut this log almost in half. I'm almost going to split the heart on it, which I wouldn't normally do, but that's going to tell us which way we need to go to get our slabs, or if we'll even be able to get our slabs. If we're not, then we won't have to ruin the other halves. We can get our bigger timbers for our Timberframe table components out of these other cores. This up and see what secrets it has. It's a big old chunk. Oh, so far it's pretty good. That's beautiful. That's a really good sign that it didn't penetrate that far right there. So this is what we've got going on here. As you can see, and I was suspicious of this because I've cut a lot of cedars this way. We got this little slit here, and you can see it's real dark and rich and black. What we have is a carpenter ant bed in this log. So more than likely, when we start breaking this open and we get our slabs out, which I think we'll be able to do, when when we start cutting into the other side, we're going to open up the galleries they've cut into this log. Might make a pretty cool piece to do some clear epoxy on or something like that. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought maybe that was the case, but you can get a log on your yard with ants in it like this, and you'll never see an ant. It can be there for 6 months. You'll never see an ant until you open the log. And there might be a small colony on the inside. So what we want to find out here, what we'd really like to do, we've got 2 logs. We're now seeing what we've got going here. We'd like to build a 1 log table. We'd like to take at least one section of the log. The other section we have is up the same tree. So we'd like to take this 1 log and see if we can get enough base material to build the entire table out of just one cut. Obviously hit something here. You can see where the cut came up. The golden blade about right here. So we're not going to have much choice but to cut this off. One right here, one right here. Figure out what's going on and get it pulled out and see if we can continue this cut. This slab will be fine, and we'll be able to use a length for this one. So we'll just have to cut through here and get rid of whatever we've got. So I'll blade out. Hopefully this is the only metal we hit. This face of this log, it doesn't continue through this face, so that means more than likely this metal doesn't continue through the log. So hopefully this will be the only thing we hit. Yeah, actually we just skimmed it. It's a nail that was nailed in and bent over right there. As you can see the whole profile of the nail. Yeah, it didn't continue through. It was just leaned over. You can see the cut right there, how the blade does when you hit something, it starts to rise. Especially when you run over something round like that. What that does is it changes all the set of the teeth, and then the blade starts to track to follow the set of the tooth. This will still be savable. We need some 2x material. It's not very long. I believe it's 12 by 12 if I can remember right. And so we'll still be able to get a good piece out of that. There we go. We're all the way to the point there. I don't see anything else in there. I'm hoping that's all there was. But that would have had to have been nailed in the tree a long time ago. This is very, very deep in there. I'm gonna add this to my collection. I have a jar of the things I've hit over the years. I'm gonna add this to that jar. There's our ant. Alright, we're going to go ahead and clean as much of this out as we can. Just to eliminate anything that's happened here. deal with carpenter. Alright, so this right here is what we were talking about when we said book matched. If you don't know what book matched is, it's when you take two slabs and you cut them apart. This is the surface, that was this surface. So we split these apart and laid them open. Now these are reversed, these are flipped to the outside. What we'll probably end up doing with these is swapping their position, cutting a straight line right here, right inside the bark line, and joining them in the middle and allowing the outside edges to stay live edge. Then you'll have two mirror images of the same grain. Alright guys, there you have it. That's your whole Timberframe table kit right there. That's all the stock you need to build one table. The other log that was in this tree, we're going to saw it too, just have some alternate pieces so that we make sure we've got everything. I'm going to send it off to the kiln, get it dried, get it back, and start roughing out our joinery on our Timberframe table. So appreciate you watching. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. Tune back in for part 1 of the table build, and stay tuned for videos every Saturday.